Well, it's only been just over 3 months since Argentina were crowned World Cup winners in Qatar, and it's already, Alejandro Moreno, time for the Euro qualifiers to begin. I can see by the look in your face, the excitement that you have for these Euros is quite incredible. But international football is back on the agenda. The domestic leagues take a break for a couple of weeks. So what we're going to do in this segment is we're going to take a look at 4 of the top European nations and see what changes might have to be made to their lineups ahead of the start of the Euro qualifiers from their last game that they played at the World Cup. We're going to start with England, Ali, and there's always 1 or 2 talking points with regards to who should be in, who the goalkeeper should be, because this is their last starting 11, the team that faced France in the World Cup quarter-final. There's a lot of loyalty among international managers, but we see players like Harry Maguire, who's not starting for Manchester United. What changes do you think might be looked at, or what areas of that team do you think Gareth Southgate might be looking at as England begin their Euro campaign?
Well, I think you just mentioned Harry Maguire. He continues to be, I think, a divisive topic, given his lack of playing time with Manchester United, and given the fact that even when he plays, nobody's really sure as to what version of Harry Maguire is going to show up. In fact, right now, I think we would all feel towards the lesser version of Harry Maguire is more likely to show up than whatever we thought of Harry Maguire in the past. The truth is that over the last couple of seasons, it has been a difficult time for Harry Maguire. I think even he would tell you that. But in terms of that loyalty that you just mentioned, and Southgate, and he has doubled down, tripled down, he has bet the house on Harry Maguire, to the point to where in the current call-up, you look at the potential options to be in place of Harry Maguire in that starting lineup, and really the only realistic option to play center back for you is Eric Dyer. Now, do you really want to be part of the Eric Dyer experience at the international level? I don't know. That doesn't get me excited. And so is he an upgrade to even a lesser version of Harry Maguire? Perhaps that's a discussion that we can have. But given the call-up and given the names that are available, you have to say, yeah, it's ride or die with Harry Maguire. That's certainly how it feels from the perspective of Gareth Southgate.
What about in goal? You're not going to change Jordan Pickford after making him your number 1 for a long time now, including at the World Cup. But Aaron Ramsdale's form with Arsenal, if they go on to win the Premier League, it's going to be closer, but it's basically, according to Southgate, Pickford's number 1 jersey to lose by the sounds of things, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's really a consequence or a byproduct of you winning the league that you get a better chance at the national team. I really think it has to do more with individual performances for Aaron Ramsdale, and he has been great. He has been outstanding for Arsenal, as has all of Arsenal. And obviously that's going to attract attention. That's going to put a spotlight on you, and he has done very well with that spotlight. In the case of Jordan Pickford, you can actually look at it from the other side of the argument, that Everton struggling in this relegation battle. Are they in? Are they out? Are they going to survive? And he is very much in the middle of that conversation. And perhaps it is his saves that are saving Everton. It is his saves that are putting Everton in a situation where perhaps they're going to be able to stay in the Premier League. Regardless, and this is just a personal opinion, and it's an observation that I've had of Jordan Pickford for many years now. It would be my preference as a defending player playing in front of Jordan Pickford that I had a goalkeeper behind me that wasn't as jumpy and as crazy and sometimes excitable as Jordan Pickford. That's just a personal preference. I don't want this guy that's here and there and everywhere. I just want a guy that gives me calmness and security and safety, and that I understand that when there is a save to be made, he's going to save it. Now, Jordan Pickford provides you with those saves, but he also provides you with the drama and the excitement and the faces and the expressions. And again, it's a personal preference. It's my opinion. If I had a better choice, I would go with that better choice. If I had another option, I would go with that other option. Is Aaron Ramsdale that option? Potentially, perhaps. But it feels like it is, as you just mentioned and defined it is Jordan Pickford's position to lose, and Ramsdale is going to have to continue to work towards getting to that number one position. Right now, it feels like it's Pickford and nobody else.
Yeah, good goalkeepers to choose from, but really good front options for Gareth Southgate. Middle to front attacking options. And we saw in the graphic that Phil Foden started wide on the left-hand side with Bukayo Saka wide on the right-hand side in their last game in the World Cup quarter-final against France. Foden went through a spell at Manchester City. He couldn't even get into their side. Jack Grealish has been doing well on the left-hand side. James Maddison's obviously an option. Ivan Toney has been called in here. Would you expect that front three to look any different at the start of this Euro campaign? Who else would you suggest might be in contention?
Well, the obvious name is Marcus Rashford, but he's out with a thigh strain, so perhaps that's not a discussion that we have now. But if he were healthy, he would be in this starting lineup, and Phil Foden would be hanging out in the bench. It really is that simple. Such has been the form of Marcus Rashford that this is a no-brainer. If he's healthy, he's going to play. And I think he, at this point in his career, given the success he's had this season, I think would have a better understanding of how to play alongside Harry Kane. And as Harry Kane comes and drops into playmaking positions, then Marcus Rashford can make those runs in behind, coming from the left-hand side. Less pressure, of course, on Marcus Rashford, given the fact that Harry Kane is the one that is expected to score the goals. But Marcus Rashford will give you that change of pace that has done so very well for Manchester United. Now, given the fact that he's not available with a thigh strain, as I just mentioned, then Phil Foden would seem to be the logical choice. Grealish, I suppose, but Southgate and Pep Guardiola are two different styles of manager. And I wonder if for Jack Grealish and the national team, there's a different role than what he would have at Manchester City. Phil Foden would seem to be the natural player to play in that position. I'll take him now. Kane and Saka, that looks like a really good front line to me. But the caveat is whenever Marcus Rashford is healthy, he's the one that's going to take that place.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.